Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this synastry between Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. Their synastry shows wild chemistry, but also illusion and volatility. I'm going to layer in the asteroids like I always do, because that completes the whole story between two people and shows all of the dynamics and energy that contributes to the whole chart. So let's dive in. Miley's Venus conjuncts her Uranus. So her love life is unpredictable, electric, and never by the rules. But here's the kicker. Her Venus is in Capricorn, so she wants a rock-solid anchor. She wants someone who can handle the storm and give her a solid ground to stand on. When you have Venus conjuncting Uranus, you often set yourself up for heartbreak by choosing partners who don't match long-term compatibility. You tend to choose people, who are very different from yourself because Uranus is attracted to difference. Now here comes Liam. Sun in Capricorn, steady, grounded, reliable. On paper, he's exactly what her Venus should want. But that pulls her into two different directions, freedom versus stability. And that's why their love was a roller coaster. So you're either hanging on for dear life or you're thrown off the ride. Now, in his natal chart, the asteroid Zeus conjuncts his sun. This is classic for cheating. It's a natural born cheater vibe. Did he cheat on Miley? Because I haven't followed them and I really don't know what went on between the two of them and why they broke up. The only thing I found out about them breaking up is they had differences in lifestyles. And to me, that is very vague. So if you know anything more specific about them, please let me know in the comments. Now, her Uranus conjuncts his Taureau. And so she sparked a pushy, bossy, domineering vibe from him. Also, his Fantasia, Neptune, and Dejanira conjuncts her Venus. This is rose-colored glasses energy, big time. His Dejanira means he became a victim of the fantasy, but neither saw the other clearly because her Neptune conjuncts his Sun, and his Neptune conjuncts her Venus. So they were wrapped in mutual illusion, projecting their own fantasies onto each other, lost in a hazy, deceptive romance. Her Neptune conjuncts his Mercury. So he hears, but there's static in his hearing aid. He interprets her words through hazy filters rather than reality. So she could be speaking plainly, but he'll just hear it as something different. Or he'll just miss the truth entirely and lies will be told. So we have one big Neptune fog blowing machine here. Her Venus conjuncts her Neptune natally. So she lives in a fantasy world. Her love life is filtered through idealism and fantasy. So she loves with blinders on, even when the red flags are there. Now, his nemesis conjuncts her Uranus and Neptune. That's big time trouble too. Nemesis brings sneaky, underhanded betrayal. And with her Neptune there, she doesn't see it coming because Neptune is a fog and it clouds your judgment. Uranus makes it all happen all of a sudden, out of the blue and shocking. Now, his swindle conjuncting her IC, swindle is lying, cheating, and betrayal. And it's right at the bottom of the chart on the IC. So this happens behind the scenes, which makes total sense to me because his Zeus conjuncts his Sun, like I said before. Her Mars in Cancer conjuncts his Mad Hatter and Finale and Pinocchio asteroid. This is pure crazy train energy, with her projecting madness onto him in a passive-aggressive way, and then she blames him for making their ride explode into fireworks, which is fueled by lies and half-truths due to Pinocchio. His Lamia conjuncts her moon, and this means there's an emotional bond here that turns into a cycle of trauma that she can't easily walk away from. There's emotional pain and suffering, and he had this direct access to her emotional vulnerability. You do not want any bad asteroid conjuncting your moon from anyone. You're going to feel it strongly, and not in a good way. It's an automatic fail. Now, don't leave me, everyone, to go and check your chart. Do it after this video is over, because I have more aspects to go over that are just as bad. His Jupiter conjuncts her Iphigenia. She has to behave, be subservient, keep herself under control. Iphigenia is about submission and obedience, which coincides with his Saturn conjuncting her Venus. So he wants to have a certain control over her with boundaries and with the energy of, why can't you just behave and be practical? There's a sense of criticism or discipline. There's a sense of criticism or discipline in love. Saturn is a strict teacher, like being in boot camp. His narcissist conjuncts her descendant and her sun. The descendant is on the 7th house, which rules committed relationships. So this creates a dynamic where he reflects back to her a distorted version of her identity. Instead of clear reflection, it's filtered through narcissistic patterns of projection. And with her sun conjuncting her descendant, this means her sense of self is directly tied to her relationships. She defines herself and lives through the lens of how he sees her or how he saw her. But it's dangerous because it can distort her truth. And this ties back to her Neptune conjuncting her Venus in her natal chart. Also, his Mars conjuncts her narcissist and Echo. So they become mirror images feeding each other nonstop. They push buttons, they stoke the fire, and match each other's intensity. It's high octane, explosive energy. But his Mars also conjuncts her Atropus, lighting the fuse that pushed her to cut the cord. Echo conjuncts both of their north nodes, and both of their north nodes natally. So this pulls them into repeating patterns they can't escape. It's about a life pattern of losing yourself in the reflection of another person. With Liam, though, he turns dramatic and narcissistic, and she mirrors it back because his Mars conjuncts her north node, her Echo, and narcissist, fueling the cycle. It's a crazy merry-go-round, out-of-control situation like some of those rides on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's what it reminded me of. There's this looping back and forth energy. It's like spiraling around in circles like a merry-go-round. His Chiron conjuncts her Juno. This brought pain into the marriage. She may have hoped that he could heal her or complete her, but ultimately the marriage ended. Now, that's all I have today with these two. It's a crazy ride. It even made me dizzy with the Synastry chart. If you want to hear about more Synastry charts, I will be back soon. So hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop. And share to support my channel. Have a nice day.